Today, Precarious plays
MegaMan Battle Network. You still drink stuff with caffeine, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, not constantly, but when I need it, for sure. I've had entirely too much this week, actually.
See, at the end of Collag... Oh boy. These guys are rough. Because I think those guys damage in a plus shape.
Yeah, the end of Collag is always rough. And they do damage in a plus shape. Advice for life. Free of charge. You're welcome. Damn.
I think they're going to kill me because they didn't respect their power. Yep. Here it goes. Well, let's see if I can't hold out until those tiles come back. This is why I got those invis chips, you see.
Yeah.
Oh, come back, please. Okay. All right. Let's just see if I can get this out quickly enough before he... No! Not quite dead yet. You garbage. You garbage creature. I hate you. I think I hate this game. I think we should have skipped straight to Mega Man Battle Network 2 or 3.
Oh, it's not that bad, is it? Look how happy all those hot dogs that are trying to kill you are.
They're super happy.
It's like, yay. Oh, yay.
Okay. I just need to calmly select the M chip. Wait until it has actually landed. All right. Okay. Caffeine. At the end of college, I stopped... I'm going to say using caffeine, which might seem a little harsh, but I'm saying using because there was a time during college when Think Geek had enabled broad caffeine application.
Oh, yeah.
So it wasn't just like, I can't just say I stopped drinking caffeine and have it mean as much as it should.
Yeah, it's
you know?
like you stop taking caffeinated mints and showering with the caffeinated soap and drinking the extra double caffeinated soda with the little potion-shaped bottles of caffeine.
Yeah, things were never quite that intense for me, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I ever bought one of those little mana potions, I think is what they were called. But I did have a bunch of caffeinated mints and I would drop them into balls.
Penguin mints, I believe.
Yeah, they were penguin mints. They were so classy looking and cute. But, you know, occasionally that was, I don't want to say necessary, but at the very least pretty comical.
And based on my physical reaction, excuse me, oh, I'm reliving it. Based on my physical reaction, the one time I had I don't know what to call it other than monster, even though I know that's not like the right brand.
Oh no, it was an amp. I remember exactly what it was because after seeing you drink one, I resolved to never try that particular energy drink.
It was sort of a nightmare.
It was a nightmare. You were terrifying because you...
It was...
like, were rage giggling. I don't know how else to put it.
However terrifying it may have been, I promise you it was more terrifying being trapped in that body.
Anyway.
I was more terrified than I was terrifying.
Yeah, so you stopped using caffeinated products.
Sorry, I wanted to say that whatever B vitamin nonsense was in that. Oh, God, you guys, you weaselly jerks. I'm going to sword him. I'm going to sword him in half. Oh, Whatever B vitamins were in that concoction, it was too much.
Yeah.
Any amount of, just like caffeine compared to that, I think was comparatively gentle.
Yeah. I see people drink amounts of caffeine and energy drinks that I wonder how their hearts haven't just stopped.
Yeah, like, I've never had like a 5-hour energy type product.
Yeah.
But I imagine that it is, probably pretty similar, right? Like, I imagine that I would respond to it in a similar fashion. And this is actually a great example. I will say that a regular of like just caffeine drip, just a normal, sane amount of caffeine.
Like a cup of coffee in the morning.
Well, I've always hated coffee, so that's a bad example. But maybe like the amount of caffeine in a coffee. I think that I'm a bit faster on my feet. I'm more mentally capable when I have a little bit of caffeine. And I've been considering using performance-enhancing drugs for the show is what I'm considering.
Are you sleepy?
No, it has nothing to do with being sleepy. I just think back to like the level of wit that I demonstrated like in school, right?
Yeah.
And the single biggest difference, other than like a few extra years, is a lack of caffeine. And I noticed it at the time too. I would feel very lethargic relative to when I had I didn't have caffeine in me, in the old bloodstream.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it. I didn't like feeling like I was only at my best when I had some level of caffeine kicking around.
Yeah, so
It's probably not a big difference, but it was often the difference between me being able to like think of something clever and not. Like I come up with a metaphor, but I don't have any caffeine, so can't do it.
Well, I still drink caffeine. I try to keep it to a minimum though, because it is really easy for me to develop a tolerance that gives me headaches. And for years in high school, I would drink a cup of coffee in the morning and have a soda of some kind around lunch. And that was just how I got through my day because I just did way too much stuff. And towards the end of high school, I supplemented that soda with drinking like black sweet tea. Not black tea or sweet tea, like sweet tea, the southern kind with all the sugar. It was really very useful for managing to get through a shift of work after school. And then I would go home and it would provide me with just enough energy to get my homework done and then pass out. So...
What to do?
What to do? That's... I think that they didn't... I wonder if that was a mistake or that was an intentional typographic decision to put all those letters smushed together like that.
I guess maybe she was just panicked.
But I like caffeine. I find it useful. It helps me focus, but I try not to depend on it because I find it to be a weakness and it causes me personally to have badass headaches. So unless I can make time for myself to crash later, I don't bother with it.
See, nothing like that happens with me.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I could tell, applying caffeine to my system was strictly a positive.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the method of application. The application method was problematic.
Yeah, because you normally drink soda.
Yes.
And, like...
And I hated it.
And it's not good for you. Like, inarguably not good for you to drink soda regularly. Well, there's a lot of caffeinated tea that's quite good, though. It's not as caffeinated as soda most of the time. And I usually, if I'm drinking caffeine, I prefer to get it from tea because it makes me feel less crazy. I would rather drink like 3 cups of tea over a long period of time.
Oh my god. Ooh. Shut up, game. I know what happened. No. Don't bother. I saved.
Oh.
After the first time I encountered the blue I have forgotten what they are called. After the first time I encountered them and they nearly murdered me, I saved, thinking that was going to happen. Still mad about it, but, you know, I had a contingency plan.
Well, that's good.
Caffeine! Do you have any green tea?
Yeah, I have caffeinated green tea. It's rather good. If you hardly ever drink any caffeine, it'll be like,
woo!
Exactly.